Cannot come tonight. She ain't gonna be able to make it. Apologize about that. I was waiting the whole time. I was behind the scenes waiting. Um, I do want to do something. I just called Rod Hayes, my brother. Rod is always, if he's available, he's always more than willing to hop on the live if he has the opportunity. So I just wanted to get Rod on real quick, just to touch on the topic and what happened with this eclipse and the moon and you know what's going on energetically right now. So just want to touch base. Let me send the link to Rod. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have y'all was waiting a while too. I was backstage waiting and she tried on different devices. Hold on, let me because I gotta send Rod Hayes the link. Hold up, y'all. Let's get to a commercial real quick, and then we gonna I'm gonna kick it with my brother Rod for a little while for tonight. All right, let's get to a commercial real quick. All right, make sure y'all the Gathering of the Masters is on Patreon. The full thing is on Patreon right now. It's over 8 hours long. If you would like to see the spiritual conference of the year, something that's life changing, make sure you head over to Patreon, become a member. Also got a new video with Rod Hayes coming up. I got to talk to him about that. But yeah, I really wanted y'all. Yeah, the queen is good. She's fine. She's just having same thing all of us have sometimes, technical difficulties with the internet. Our internet, AT&T and Optimum and all that, they be acting up sometimes. So yeah, everything's good with the queen. Just some internet glitches or whatever. But I just sent my brother Rod the link. Yeah, just wanted to have some type of conversation tonight. You know, uh, somebody said I could feel everyone's energy more intensely today. Yeah, yeah, I guess that, and that's why you got to be careful. That's why you got to be careful. What is the name of the Patreon? It's the same name as the channel, Black Magic 363. Yeah, Black Magic 363. Excuse me, Black Magic 363. Go to patreon.com/Black Magic 363. Somebody said the system doesn't want her to speak. No, it's not that. I don't want to blame everything on the system. Just wasn't time for her to speak yet. She'll speak. Yeah. Somebody said I feel lit as F right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The energy we was just talking about that earlier. Yeah, just talking about the energy. Talking about that earlier. The energy is so dynamic. Somebody said you all right, Rich? Your energy seems off. No, my energy's fine. Energy's perfectly fine. I'm just waiting on Rod. I just did a show. Maybe a little tired. I just did a show about a couple of hours ago. Actually, I just did a show a couple of hours ago, and I was waiting for this show. I've been waiting for about a half an hour for Queen backstage, so might just be a little tired. You know. Uh, but yeah. Somebody said I just grounded for over an hour. That's excellent. That is excellent. That is excellent. Yo, Space Age, I see you said earlier, I'm waiting for Queen. I'm backstage. You say talking about you sipping on brandy, man. Be easy with that brandy, man. Whoa, I ain't drink brandy in like 20. That brandy some strong stuff, man. Be easy on that, brother. That's some strong, that's some strong stuff there. I just deal with I'm more of a wine connoisseur now. I'm more of a wine connoisseur. That brandy, that strong stuff there. Be easy on that, brother. Be easy. All right. But yeah, we waiting on Rod Hayes. We was talking earlier about the energy in the air and what's going on with the full moon eclipse. There's a lot of videos all over the internet about it too. We was talking about there's literally there's thousands of hours about P. Diddy right now up on the internet. So I mean, wow, they're working overtime. The algorithm is, you gotta be careful about the algorithm. I told y'all years ago I got caught following the algorithm too much, and it was draining, and I had to. That's when I shifted my show toward metaphysics. I didn't want to chase the algorithm too much. It was a little draining. Yeah, y'all still sending me the Cash App love for my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. I appreciate it. But yeah, so you got to be careful with that algorithm, man. The algorithm will get a hold of you and it'll consume your whole day. You know, it'll consume your whole day. Somebody said, Rich, you are on point about that manifestation shift into something else. It's in 6 years. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I want y'all to see my video I just did a couple of hours ago. I'm not too fond of the word manifestation anymore. As we grow in consciousness, we go to different levels. I'm not too fond of the word. Um, you know, I'm not even too fond of the word creating that much. You know, I'm not even too fond to say I created something. I really channeled it. I really channeled it. I just and it's I got into that earlier. I won't get into that now, unless it goes there with Rod and we really get into it. But you know, um, certain words when it comes to with metaphysics, as I grow, I'm gonna be changing my vocabulary. You know, going to be changing my vocabulary. Yeah, they said, did you see how they said it's going to be another moon popping up in our atmosphere on the 29th? Yeah, I heard B-Dale, and I showed a clip from B-Dale earlier. B-Dale's on a tear on these internet streets, man. Somebody get that man. Somebody get that man B-Dale, man. He's on a tear. But I seen him put up a new video, and he was talking about the moon. So I gotta check out his video and see what's up. But I'll let y'all know when I check it out. Rod, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Brother Rich?
Yeah, I got these headphones, and damn. Oh, damn, I think I got it. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second, Rod. All right.
Hmm.
Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Just yeah, I had to switch back to yeah. I need this piece, y'all. So I can't use these yet. I don't have the right piece to plug into here, so I can't hear my brother Rod. So I had to switch my headphone. Rod, what's happening, my brother?
What's going on, Brother Rich?
Hey, listen, man. I want to really thank you for if you got availability, you're always willing to come on, my brother. And I want to thank you, man, for just hopping on with us real quick, my brother.
For sure, man. I was up there chilling. I was prepared for a show with Young Elder. I
Okay,
knew I wasn't gonna be done tonight though. I still got some more receipts to pull up.
okay, all right. What y'all was going to talk about?
Uh, who is the real Asiatic black man?
Uh-huh.
So it was I had got a telepathic communication from the other side from Elijah Muhammad.
Ooh.
He said, explain who the Asiatic black man is, because in the nation doctrine, when they say, who are you? And then the answer is the Asiatic black man, the original man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe. And it traces back to Hanuman and Son of Wukong
Hmm.
and the different phenotypical traits that different genotypes produce. So it was some science in there.
When did the word Asiatic pop up on the scene? When did we start? You know how we talk about black and all these. When did we start using the word Asiatic, right?
All of those terms is in the 1900s. We
1900.
wasn't using none of those terms before the 1900s.
Mm,
So in the sciences, the science use Latin terminologies to give names, right, to um, the different. Everything is named with Latin terminologies.
mm, mm,
Mean Gullah Gullah,
mm,
which means the throat of the throat, because they say he got an endless throat, eat everything.
mm,
You know. Then you have the terms for other animals. Like when you're talking about cows, you're talking about Bobian. All
mm.
of the Latin terms that we extract the common name from the old Latin term.
Right, right.
So even when you get to people, when you start talking about Homo sapien, Homo erectus, genus Homo, and then you start talking about the subspecies of Neanderthal, Australopithecines, all these are derived from the Latin language. Asia is a Latin rendition of Far Eastern term.
Mm,
The scientific term for the original people from they got several terms, the Denisovian, uh, the Negritos, all these Latin terminologies. So when you realizing that we've been dealing with terms imposed upon us by Spanish speaking or Latin speaking peoples, then I understand that English language even takes a higher approach because many of the words in the modern English language is borrowed from all of the rest of the languages around the world, from Chinese, from Hindi, from Japanese. You know, we got words in the English language that's not English in origin. Matter of fact, about 80% to 90% of the English language does not come from an English speaking country,
mm,
but they are terms that they have adopted an English pronunciation
mm,
from a foreign language. So even when we get to talking about the tribes, when we call ourselves Chickasaw and Choctaw, those are not tribal linguistics. Those are exonyms. Cherokee, Mohawk, Tomahawk, right?
mm,
Those are all English renditions because they couldn't pronounce our language. We was forced to do business with them using their language.
mm.
And the business language became the common language over time when if we was caught speaking our languages, we got murdered. We got murdered.
Mm,
So
mm.
so we deal with these terms now. So when Elijah say the maker and owner, the cream on the planet of God, the universe, we don't know he's talking about tribal Mississippian organics that they call Negrito.
Mm.
So I just was pulling up receipts and images to show what he's talking about. And that's what
That's
we're gonna be doing,
that's
discussing over there.
that's gonna be a good one. When y'all doing that, Rod? So everybody can tune in. When y'all doing that?
I think we're going tomorrow.
Okay.
I still got a couple more. Well, I got to organize my receipts so it could flow
Right.
in the show format.
Right. Definitely. That's gonna be fire, y'all. Make sure y'all check out Rod Hayes, a young elder, tomorrow night for more information on that. Yo, Rod, in the chat, they said Rod got the ladies going crazy. They talking about your haircut, Rod. They loving the new haircut, Rod. They loving the haircut, Rod.
Uh,
They
they
loving it.
right now they just hollering at the moon because I ain't trying to hear it.
Oh man, they love the haircut. Yo, so Rod, so listen, what I wanted to ask you about, speaking of the moon, I heard B-Dale talking about September 17th yesterday. It was a full super moon and a partial lunar eclipse. I
Yeah.
seen a couple of videos on it. Now I know they decided to do the whole Diddy shit right on the day of, or right the day before, the day of the whole. While this one tour for us, they got this whole Diddy and that shit. There's thousands of videos of Diddy right now online. So everybody and their mom is focused on Diddy, but there's some spiritual shit going down. So I'm like, let me get Rod on what's happening right now because I feel it, Rod. I feel something. The veil is thin. B Dale
I,
said, talk to me.
so the not only is it a partial eclipse, but it's also a Virgo moon. It's a Virgo super moon, which is the divine feminine. The eclipse is always representative of an energy shift.
Right.
This is a partial energy shift, and on the heels of it, you see a lot of stuff coming out that was before kept secret. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like the Diddy case been being investigated. We know of at least a year,
Mm-hmm.
and it took them that long to arrest him for a freak off party.
Mm-hmm.
And so the eclipse is the energy that it's like a opening of a door that was closed. It's a partial eclipse is it's a crack in the door, and you can partially see in it.
Uh-huh.
You
Dope.
know, so when we looking at the day. Okay, so the ninth month is the letter I.
Uh-huh.
The 17th day is the letter Q.
Oh.
Right. So now we're talking about an intelligence code being dropped.
Right.
And we know that Diddy called out the CIA with his Bad Boy record label because we know that the Bad Boys, the CIA motto is real bad boys move in silence,
Mm.
right? So when he came out with that's a song with G Dep and Black Rob, in the beginning of the song, he's telling them bad boys come out and play. And all of this is this is to be a trigger for a series of unfortunate events for a bunch of unhealthy individuals that's been corrupting the system.
Mm-hmm.
And whether Puffy guilty or not, um, they haven't produced a person that said they was at the freak off party and didn't consent to what happened at the freak off party.
Right.
So there's no So all of the victims are what you call an assumed victim.
Mm-hmm.
This ties back into the assumed jurisdiction of the legal fiction.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole bunch of assumptions in the Puffy thing, but Puffy's situation is not alone. It's not a standalone situation. It's a whole lot of big, powerful people in the music industry, music moguls, that this is connected to. Because remember, everybody that's in New York of any status know that Clive Davis was funding those parties.
Mm.
Everybody know it. It's not a secret. It's what you call an open secret. Everybody know that Lear Cohen was also implicit. We know that on the West Coast, you had Jimmy Iovine, Ted Fields, and that crew also financing the same events on the West Coast. So we know who these people protected by because they the ones who be calling these artists up, threatening their life if they don't perform, if they don't sign over they record label or sign over they masters or sign over they residuals and they ASCAP and they BMI and they trying to make sure that the artists stay broke. Right. So all of this stuff has to come out because everything in the age of Aquarius got to be exposed. And now we living in the time where the truth is way more disturbing than the lies that we've been told. You on mute.
Once again, family, I see if some of y'all coming in late, Queen of Fool cannot make it tonight. So I was just about to just cancel the show and call it because I just did a show. But I said, let me see if my brother Rod could come on real quick because I wanted to just ask Rod about the energy that's in the air right now and get his take on some of the things out there. So Rod had availability, and if he has availability, he's always willing to come on the platform. So y'all make sure you show the brother love for him being willing to, dedicate so much time and energy. So Queen of B, she's going away, and I think she'll be back on the platform in about 2 weeks, y'all. So in about 2 weeks, Queen will be back on the platform. But I thank everybody for their patience.
Hey, if I was ego driven, you would have stroked the hell out of my ego, replacing Queen of Fool with me. That's an
Oh
ego
man,
stroke.
oh man, I'm telling you, that's the queen right there. She done put in work, Rod. She done put in some serious work, And yeah, she definitely deserves her flowers. So shout out to once again, shout out to Queen Afua. Uh, Rod, let me ask you this: with everything that you see going on right now, what would be some of your predictions for 2025? That it's a 9 year. I don't know how much you into numerology and all that stuff, but what would be some of your predictions for what's going to happen in 2025, my brother?
We're gonna see so much stuff between now and January 31st that our head gonna spin.
Oh, just between now and January, we're gonna see because you right because the election and all of that. You think there's gonna
Right.
be an election?
I don't see it happening, but they could run the stage show over.
Yeah,
But the way it's looking now, Kamala's failing miserably as planned. That's planned. It's planned for her to fail miserably. And the representations, chucks and pearls, the purple and the gold and the pearls and all that, that's all biblically prophesied, scripted, um, secret society stuff. Right now, we dealing with intelligence agencies from around the world are working to push piece by piece these concealed information into the public, and they run these psyops. I can't call them nothing else. It's psychological operations. Is like running an illusion in Vegas. It's the same principles, but it's just a bigger stage. Is they can keep you focused on politics, and you see they just tried to apprehended the second attempted assassin on Trump.
is that real? What do you
Yeah,
think? They really try?
well, he didn't get a shot off,
Yeah.
right? And but the thing is it's in the script. It's in the script, and that's the second bite at the apple, as they call it. You only supposed to get one bite at the apple. The second bite at the apple mean that whoever was behind it now they don't get a third option. They failed twice.
Damn. Wow. Yeah. I mean, shit. You try to take somebody out twice and it don't work. I mean, damn. That's serious. And so what do you think about? We got the election going on. We also got the situation. Let's just say the Pope. A lot of people, Blue Pill talks about the Pope a lot. A lot of people see him as the highest seat of power and authority in this and over the continents. What do you see happening with the Pope? Is the Pope still going to be around 5, 10 years, right?
Remember, Pope Francis was really the last pope.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude that came in to be the second pope under him was an android. They take him apart and put him under the bed at night.
Rod, you starting again, Rod? Come on, man. Rod, you doing it again? You come on, Rod.
I
Come
posted the receipts 2.5 years ago that he was a whole robot.
on,
And
man.
then they use the CGI at the windows when he's doing them speeches. He just turn around and disappear. I mean, shit, the Pope ain't nobody. All he is a highest ranking pedophile priest cult member on the planet.
Rod, you just said he was a robot. Did you hear yourself?
Yeah.
Oh
They
man.
take him apart, disassemble him, put him in a box, and slide him under the bed at night.
Oh man, that's
That's
wild.
why you don't see him as often as you used to see the other popes.
This
They
is wild.
only bring him out when they need to make a big deal out of something, like
Damn.
when they had to rescind the discovery doctrine,
Mhm. Right. Yeah.
right? That's a big deal
Mhm.
because everything that's built on a discovery doctrine was rescinded with it, whether you know it or not. It's a
Mhm.
fruit of the poison tree doctrine in law,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? So that's the secondary pope. Pope Francis, he ducking and hiding, right? But he ain't really ducking and hiding. Most of those bishops, cardinals, and high-ranking priests over there in the Vatican City, they not there no more.
Right. Right.
They
Right.
don't.
Wow.
They just Gitmo, World Court, international tribunals, Russian court. They doing the same thing. Russia been that. Remember, Russia pulled a ship up to Guantanamo Bay.
Mhm.
we thinking that this was some military posturing based on media um, um, coverage, but it wasn't military posturing. They was dropping off international criminals that they had apprehended, while all of these different government agencies around the world. It's not just one country.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just America. It's like almost every country on the world is involved,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Because Switzerland was a neutral country. The only country that was authorized by international law to go in there was Interpol.
Mm.
But Interpol was given permission by several other governments to use special forces as sheep dipping for Interpol support. So they used some of the Navy SEALs, some of the Green Berets from over here, and some of the special forces from Russia, from
Mm.
China,
Right.
from both North and South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know nothing about it because they're not telling us this in the news, because they got to control a sloppy narrative that's falling apart in our face while we watching it, but we acting like we don't see it falling apart.
Mm. 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 Damn. You know what I want to do too tonight. Because we're not going to be here too long. I want to take a couple. I want to get some of y'all to ask Rod some questions. So, Rod, you mind if I bring a couple of people on stage and they ask you a question?
Oh, no, go right ahead, Brother Rich.
All right. What one question, family? Don't get on here and think you're going to get a 30-minute consultation from Rod. It's one question. I got about. I'm gonna be on here for about a half an hour. I just want to, get Rod on real quick and show y'all some love and show. Matter of fact, let me because somebody mentioned earlier. Let me post my brother Rod Cash App so y'all can show love. I seen somebody said support the brother, protect the brother. That's okay. Make sure this brother, he wasn't even supposed to be on tonight. And the brother showed love. So make sure, let me put this up on the screen. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Did I put that link in the chat yet? Let me put it again. For anybody who want to ask Rod a question, come on in. I'm posting the link to the chat. Come on in. You can ask one question. Then we're gonna ask a couple of questions. Then we're gonna get out of here. Rod, I gotta call you too. We gotta do another Patreon, man. There's some stuff I want to talk about, and I want to talk do a part 2 about the whole ESP thing, the extrasensory perception. So I want to really go in on that. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. Maybe we can set something up for next week. But
Let me, Rich, you know how we do.
Indeed. But yeah, I really like that last one Rod did. Make sure y'all go over to Patreon. The Gathering of Masters is on there. But I did post the link in the chat. Let me get a question from the chat while we wait for anybody who wants to come on. Somebody said it's Peru named after Heru.
No, Peru. That's I didn't do the etymology on the word, but it's not named after Heru. It's just a homonym. But it could be Masonically linked through the temple priest to name it that based on the homonym.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me ask a couple of more questions in the chat. Everybody just talking about Rod's haircut. Let me see some questions in the chat. Okay. Do you advise changing your American status and rescinding your USA ID documents?
And you ain't got to deal with that paperwork. You are who you are. Your sovereignty is anytime you got to write a piece of paper and send it to somebody to assert your sovereignty, you're not sovereign.
Mm. All right, let's get to. I see a couple of people in the back. We're gonna get to a couple of questions before we get out of here, family. Once again, I want to thank everybody for coming on here. Let me just put this back up while we get to a question. Hold up, y'all. Give me 1 second. I can't find it. All right, let's get to Tamira Bay. Tamira Bay. What's going on, sis?
Hey, Brother Rich, how you doing?
All right. How you doing? Where you from? What's your question?
I am from the Carolinas, so we got that real high energy right now in the
Oh
building.
yeah,
You know what we're doing.
Yeah.
and that's
Oh yeah.
Reconnecting back out here with the world, with the planet, getting energized.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Rod Hayes.
Have you ever wondered why we are?
Oh yeah.
Rod Hayes, my man.
what's going on, sweetie?
Rod, you know what? I've wanted to talk to you for so long.
Uh-oh, there you go.
Listen, let me tell you something, Rod.
Hey, Brother Rich, hold on 1 second. I got somebody at my front door. I gotta go run to
Okay.
the door right quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. No problem. No problem. Yeah. While we do that, hey sis, while we wait. Oh, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, while we wait, let me put Rod Hayes Cash App on the screen. While we do that, hey sis, are you doing anything in particular tonight? They say yesterday was a full moon, partial eclipse. You doing anything? Any rituals planned? Anything you got going on that for tonight, sis, or anytime soon?
Well, I started about a week ago because I felt led to start like detoxing. Had like this pull on me where I kind of was like tired. So what I've been doing more so is journaling a lot and just staying in tune with my intuition right now, trying to keep my frequency as high as possible
Mm-hmm.
because I realize that even through these perilous times, we still have to tap into ourselves, stay
Mm-hmm.
in ourselves, and be, in the world, but not of the world. So,
Yes.
yeah, I've been journaling. I do a lot with herbs,
Mm.
and that's really a big thing for me. And I get my kids involved because I have 5 daughters, so they're all young goddesses, trying to keep them connected,
Mm-hmm.
but mostly just keeping my vibration high, being aware of my consumption of certain things,
Excellent.
because what we put into us becomes a part of who we are.
Indeed. Excellent. All right. Go ahead and ask your question, sis. Go ahead.
Whew,
My
all
bad.
right.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all
Right.
patience.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. I had a dream about you a while ago. And it was after you did the show with Brother Rich talking about tapping into your totem pole animal. And I wanted to ask you this question ever since this show was done about a year ago. Um, you said to call out to your totem pole animal, your spirit animal, ground yourself on the earth, talk to the earth, and the connection is already there. So you're just amplifying it with your intention, right? So I did that. And I had been seeing like owls everywhere following me. This is no
Black girl
lie.
magic.
Mm-hmm.
No lie. Like I got pictures of owls. I got feathers from red birds left all over my backyard. My daughter and I just recently, my youngest daughter, we started, doing some little rituals or whatever with bamboo and stuff like that, right? But this owl, no, be quiet, baby. One moment. This is serious. But this owl followed me everywhere for like the past 4 years, but more specifically, it's been the last year. Owls are just following me everywhere.
So the one thing you have to do when your spirit animal is trying to contact you is obviously the owl. The owl govern the guidance through dreams. So the owl, when it guides you through the dream, you know it because it's like you being carried by the owl. You can sense the owl behind you, but you can't see it in front of you. That's because you are embodying, the owl is embodying your energy to show you something in the dream realm. It's black girl magic. Um, Ain't no other way for me to say it. Black girl magic is the um, highest form of spirit communication between the animal kingdom and the human kingdom. So when we communicating and you seeing the red feathers, that's cardinal feathers. It's a cardinal flip, which means it's coming from an ancestor on the other side that's trying to get your attention. That's trying to get your attention. But you haven't seen the cardinal, you just seen the feather, right? So 9 out of 10, the owl ate the cardinal,
Wow.
which is telling you that there is a superior spiritual force that's trying to contact you higher in rank than the cardinal.
Mm.
And it settles on the owl. And normally the ones with the top owl totem, they either got big eyes or big breasts.
Mm.
Let me take these glasses off real quick. They're not too big.
But the slang term for big breasts is hooters, and hoot is what the owl do.
Oh my God, that's
Bro,
insane.
where you come up with this shit, man? Where
That's
bro, he
insane.
knows all this shit. Yo, you a
Look,
bad man. Bro.
so when you go to see the Hooters, you see the eyes on them. Them are owls' eyes on the Hooters logo.
Damn, man, how you come up with?
Wow. Oh my God.
All right, that's crazy. Hey, sis, I want to thank you for your call. We're gonna get to the next call.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Appreciate the call, man. Where you come up with this, Rod? I swear, man. You be saying some
Look,
shit, yo. Wow.
the crazy part is I can go pull up posts from 2019 to talk about the Hooters and the owl.
Damn. Hey, shout out to that sister though, man. Shout out to that sister. Let's get to the next call. We got Mr. GT. Mr. GT, what's up?
What's up, man? That Hooters thing was brilliant, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Oh yeah.
What's going on
Yo,
with you guys?
man, I love watching you guys, man. Thank you guys for everything you do with the spiritual community, and I've been trying to ask you guys this question for like months now. So
All right.
hopefully you can answer it. But
Oh,
there was the installation of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya, I think in January or February. I practice Hinduism, so I wanted to know what that installation means symbolically, and how does it pertain to like the new age of Aquarius that you guys talk about.
okay, for the people that's watching, first of all, I didn't hear the exact words you said, but when you tell it, when you say the word again, tell the people the English translation of it if you know it.
The Rama Mandir in Ayodhya. Ayodhya is the city that Ram was born in, and Ram is Hindu incarnation of a god named Vishnu, who comes to preserve civilization.
So he's talking about the Ramayana is the text. Ram is the heir to the throne. Ram was sent into exile by some witches who condemned him before his father and said he wasn't worthy, but he was the most worthy among them. So his father allowed him to go into exile for 5 years before he comes back to reclaim the kingdom. This is also the story where you were introduced to Hanuman in the Hindu tradition in the Ramayana. And Hanuman becomes the companion to Lord Ram as he's making his journey through the wilderness. But this is also symbolism because it's the same story as Hanuman making his journey to the west to find the Buddhist scrolls. So what he's talking about is the incarnation of Vishnu, the sustainer, Brahma, the creator, and Shiva's the destroyer. The sustainer is the one who maintains the balance throughout the realm of the earth in order for everybody to live in harmony. When the balance is lost, then comes Shiva to destroy it, and Brahma restores it all over again back to the beginning. So these are the cycles, right? These are your yuga cycles, your great years. It's all talked about through the Hindu doctrine. So what the particular event that he's talking about, I didn't check for it. So I don't have the exact answer to what he's asking, but I'm familiar with the general concept of the Ramayana and what's taking place in the text.
Yeah, we definitely. I got to look into that too, man. I definitely appreciate you asking that question, Mr. GT.
All right, please tell me in a future show, man. Please tell me in a future show.
Definitely.
I always come back with the answer.
Got you. All right, brother.
Thank you.
All right. All right, peace. All right. Let's keep it moving. We got Jamal.
Hey man, I seen you almost start beating my chest.
Brother, you gotta I think your computer's on, brother, and I can hear my voice. You gotta turn your computer down. There's like real bad feedback. Okay. Check that. Yeah, I can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, brother. Yeah, usually they let me change some settings or something. It's just,
we gonna get back to you. We gonna get right back to you, brother. All right. All right, let's get to Let's get to Dr. J.
Go.
Dr. J, what's happening, my brother?
Peace, family. How y'all doing?
Right, how
Peace,
you doing?
peace. What's going on with you?
Doing well. What's happening with y'all?
All right.
Mhm.
You just finished smoking this something, man?
Nah, man, I'm
Okay.
good. I'm good. I'm actually sitting
Okay.
here working on some homework with my dog.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. What's going on, brother? What's your question?
So I've been recently watching, been following you, Brother Rich, for a while, and then started watching you, uh, going back, watching old videos with Rod and stuff,
Mhm.
and got a lot of questions. But one question I've been wanting to get answers from is, what would you say is the best way to trace your etymology? You know, like I got families that's got a direct lineage to the Gullahs and to the Choctaw. And so it's like, what would you say is the best way for me to like not just trace it, but also even like wake it up in my family so that they could want to help me trace it as well.
Well, one of the things that waking it up in your family. Most of us family members is not interested. Most
Facts.
of them, you can put them on an army of wild horses to drag them through the mud to try to get them. They're not waking up. They're not gonna wake up until the ones who wake up get the benefit of waking up, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I could have woke up." So, but the best thing for you to do is find the oldest people in your family to talk to and go over their story, and it's going to tell you where they was from, what they did. It's going to give you information that's going to give you leads to look in geography and find out what tribe was situated where. You know, so a lot of it is talking to your elders, and a lot of the elders, like a lot of our elders, and crossed over. But we got a lot of centenarians still here, and most of us know somebody in the family that's 100 years old, but we don't talk about it. You know, 85, 90 years old, but we don't talk about it. They still here. They experience all of that stuff from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s to the 2000s, and they still here, right? And we don't want to talk to them because, you know, we was raised at all that old fool don't know nothing. They know all of it. They lived it. And they seen the different classifications, the reclassifications, the all of that being taken place, the benefits that was our birthright be given to other people. They watched it with their own eyes. Everybody that's 100 years old is a walking codex of information. You just have to learn how to question them to get to the part of the information you need the most. But it's there.
So I probably should record the conversations and
Yeah.
write notes down.
Yeah, because now you can go back, you can review it over and over, you can hear it in their voice. And not only that, in 5 generations, you'll be able to play the recording for your great grandchildren.
Mm.
We about to be old as hell because they coming out with the telomeres, which is a pill that extend the telomeres on the genes that allow you to recover from illnesses that are like it's almost a miracle, but it ain't a miracle. Then they got the med beds coming. They got the healing pods. I call them the healing chamber, but they call them the healing pods. You know, different stuff like that. So, that information, as much as you can gather from the elders now, and you can have information to share with the posterity of the future, because we done went through some real tumultuous times in this 500-year protracted struggle against these foreigners. And we so clouded by the enemy that we don't even know who the real enemy is.
Yes, sir.
You know, they look like us, but they ain't us. And they pointing to somebody else saying that's the enemy.
Mm. Hey,
Absolutely.
hey, thanks for the question, Dr. J.
Thank you so much. You all be safe and may peace be upon you.
All right, brother. Peace. All right, shout out to that brother right there. Let's we got Anunnaki Ra.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
What's good with you, God? What's good?
I had a question, man. I just want to say I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all do. I'm kind of new to the channel. I just started about 2 months ago, but I'm from Chicago, And what hit me was, when Rod say I'm Mississippi clay dirt walking, cause my grandma from Mississippi, she from Tutwiler, Mississippi. My grandfather from Jackson, Mississippi, and then that's on my mom's side. And then I got my on my pop's side, they Gualagichi, but her last name is Manuel. But we don't have the hyphen L. So kind of what I want to ask was, how do I understand that information? Because she said her father was a healer and he used to heal with his hands,
Mm.
the Manuel side. Now she said her father would always tell her when she was younger that their name was Manuel, and it was always a hyphen and an EL. So I'm just trying to understand that they kind of indoctrined by religion and Christianity. My grandmother was she was a teacher for 35 years for the Chicago Public School District. So they kind of indoctrined in that. And anytime I try to ask her really about her history or anything like that, she got a lot of pictures, and it's of a lot of prevalent people. They all got suits on, they ain't not no slaves or none of that. And we can go back to like the 1890s, 1890s, 1880s, and it's just a lot of people of prominence. So I'm just trying to understand how I can pull that information, kind of like the last question bro asked. How
Yeah.
can I get that information?
You need to do the search on the name because somebody in your family changed your name to match a biblical name. The name Emmanuel or Manuel is how we pronounce it because we never pronounced in our original language the vowel before the consonant. So we would
Okay.
see the vowel before the consonant. If it's not a double vowel, no vowel will get pronounced. That's how we spoke. So when they saying Emmanuel, they just gonna say Manuel or Manuel
Right.
because of the linguistics that we are genetically predisposed to. And Manuel mean God with us, which goes straight to your grandfather being a healer with the power of touch, right? That mean that he was probably a Hayoka high chief. There's the closest thing that you could study to understand what he was, but he was from a different tribe than the ones who called themselves Hayoka. But we all of the tribes have a priest class in their tribe. In your tribe, in your historical record, your grandfather was a healer, a medicine man, just like mine was. My mother's father was the one of the most prominent healers on the land until he passed away in the late 60s.
Mm.
Right. And so all of his um um clients, they came from all parts of the country. So he was known,
Right.
and this is a cultural phenomenon that many of us overlook when we do our research because it tells you when you running across ancestors, Sonny Boy and them, Sonny Boy was the chief. And they tell you about Sonny Boy, Son Williams, and all of these different names. The son mean the chief. He's represented as the light of the family by calling him Sonny,
Mm,
right? And we get the modern understanding of it, and we thinking 5%. Maybe it just sons you. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't
right,
the
right, right,
same. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't
right,
the
right, right.
same. You know what I'm saying? It's the old ways that we used to do things coming into birth in the new age of how we do things currently, and then you gotta make the connection between the two. So your family's name, Manuel, they was telling y'all that it was a high priest or a high chief in your family who they gave that name to first.
Mm.
Mm,
So trace the name
right.
back, you're gonna find where they changed the name. And the name of the one that they changed was the one that they was saying was a manifestation of the force of God in the human body.
Mm.
See, it's weird though, just because my grandmother's mother.
Hey, Anunnaki Rob, we're gonna have to get to the next question, so I just want to let you know that,
Uh,
but you can say something real quick,
no,
but I'm gonna have to, yeah, yeah.
no. Yeah. So my grandmother's mother, she got married to this 80-year-old man, which was my great grandfather, and that's how they got the Manuel name. So I'm just, last question. Last question. Where do you think the last name Sims come from? You think that got any correlation with the Seminoles?
Yeah, it's actually the name
That's my
Simmons.
grandmother's last name on my
Right.
mama's side.
It's a Latin term. Seminole is not a tribal name. It's the name that the invaders gave us.
Right. She
We
is
was
light
calling
skinned
that
too.
this the same as the Gullah War and the Seminole War, the same war. If the native is telling it, it's called the Gullah War. If the
Right.
invader is telling it, it's called the Seminole War.
Mm.
They say we were runaway slaves. We telling them we ain't never been nobody's slave. So now when the youth get it, they don't know how to distinguish who telling the story and who was the slave and who wasn't.
That's kind of where I'm at right now. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate the call, Anunnaki Ra.
Y'all be safe, man. Appreciate y'all.
You too, my brother. Peace.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's keep this thing moving. Shout out to that brother right there. Let's get a sister on here. I see we got Ash in the back. What's going on, Ash? What's your question, sister?
Peace. What's up? What's up? What's good? How you guys doing?
All right.
Doing good. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Ron? I always love when I catch your shows, man. You always bring in that knowledge, that fire. I always feel so enlightened.
I'm glad I can help.
So my question is, do you guys have an event? I know, Rod, you have an event coming up, but do you guys have something that you are planning together anytime soon or in 2025?
The only event that I got is gonna be close to home. I think one of the family down in Detroit want me to come down there, but I don't have. Right now I can't go distance.
Yeah.
Right. So I got to do whatever I do. It's got to be shuttle close, like almost.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Real close to where you at.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to tell you happy birthday, Black Magic, or Brother Rich.
Yo, Rod, yesterday was my birthday, Rod.
Oh man, on the Eclipse.
You're on the Eclipse.
On the Eclipse, right?
That's
some
power right
powerful
there.
energy right there. That's some powerful energy.
Yesterday was a great day for me internally. Oh, it felt like heaven on earth. I felt good yesterday, y'all. Felt good.
That's what's up.
Felt good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
I just.
Any other questions, Ash? Any other questions before we get up?
No. I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, happy birthday. I love the show, Rod. I love whenever you're on. I appreciate you guys.
All right. I appreciate the call.
All right. Peace.
All right. Peace. All right. Shout out to Ash calling in. Let's get to another caller. Let me see. We got about 15 minutes left, 15, 20 minutes. Let's see if the brother Jamal, if he got it together yet. Well, brother, you there?
He on mute.
You on mute, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I hear that.
I don't know what's going on, brother. I'm gonna move away from this Bluetooth device, but I turned it off.
Why don't you turn off?
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
We gonna have to get back to that, brother. I don't want to. We're gonna have to get back to you, brother. You still there, brother? But we're gonna get back to you. I just want to hurry up and get some more folks up in here. Let's get to we got Santos. Santos, are you there?
Yeah. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Yes, Santos. Is there any way?
Hey, brother Rod.
No, your audio is a little bad, Santos. Is there any way you could
Okay. How about now?
Go ahead. Let me hear you sound. Go ahead. What's your question, my brother?
Yeah, the question is on angel numbers, and I just want to ask Brother Rod, whenever you've seen an angel number, particularly like in the sequence 111, 222, 333s, and especially when you're going through something, and you know that you see something or you're doubting yourself, and then all of a sudden you see a 333, like whether it be on a car license plate or what have you. So what should you do in those moments when you're seeing in the numerology sense?
Well, okay, so the question he asked him, Brother Rich, is when you see the angel numbers, the triple digits, what you're looking at is a convergence, right? When you see in these numbers, that's the universe putting a number there to give you information, or it's like the directions on your way to from Detroit to Chicago, if you don't read the signs, you might end up anywhere.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with the numerology, the angel numbers. The universe put these numbers up, and you got to know what the numbers mean to know what the universe telling you.
Mhm.
So study the numbers, and you know all of the ones that mean this is a new beginning. The twos mean something that begun is now taking its next phase.
Mhm.
The threes is mastery of some sort,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And the fours is angel numbers. Angel on the post is 444.
Mhm.
Angel in flight is 44. The post is just a 4.
Mhm.
Then you got the fives, the turnaround. 5 is changing. I mean, it's about to change. 55 is changing. 555 is all the way changed. It's turned around,
Mhm.
right? So these numbers mean stuff, but you got to know what the number mean and how it relates to what you're dealing with in order for it to be useful, or else it's useless.
Indeed. Hey,
Okay.
Santos, I
Thank
want
you.
to thank you.
Appreciate that.
All right, my brother. All right. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's get to Sky. Sky, are you there? Are you there, Sky?
Yes, hi.
Please, Sky.
Hey,
Hey, Rod, I want to ask, what is the spiritual meaning of, excuse me, I had to shut the door. What's the spiritual meaning of blood clots? Like, after I had my first son, I developed a blood clot and it like kept leaving and coming back, leaving and coming back.
that's physiology more than spiritual, right? So it depending on where the blood clots coming at, but it's normally a health related issue right after birth when you have recurring blood clots. But once you know what the cause of the clotting is, then you can start to read what the spiritual signature that underlies either the part of the body or the limb or wherever the clot is settling at. You can then translate, but without knowing like the cause of the clot, you can't translate. You need the cause, the location. It's just like GPS, right? It's the
Yeah.
3 parts to triangulate in on what the cause is.
Okay, okay. Yeah, because it's in the right leg, but they did blood testing and they said it could have came from pregnancy because they said they don't see that it came from like a factor 5 or anything like that. So they don't even know.
hmm So normally what's happening with the pregnancy, if the pregnancy is triggering blood clots, is that your child's DNA and your DNA is clashing and you clot to contain it if it's directly related to the birth.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Mm. You're welcome, sweetie.
All right. Thanks for the call, sis.
All right,
All
Rob,
right.
peace.
All right. All right. Let's get to we got Tamara. Let's get to another sister. We got Tamara here. Tamara, what's going on, Tamara? Tamara, you on mute. You on mute, Tamara. Wait. Tamara, you on mute. You have to unmute your mic.
Okay,
There
can
you
Yeah,
you
go.
hear me?
There you
yeah.
go.
Okay, got you. Thank you. All right. Hi, how you doing, Brother Rich? How you
All right.
doing,
How
Rod?
you
How
doing?
you doing,
I have
sweetie?
a question here. Okay, I've been doing some automatic writing
You have the
on
raw material.
Oh shit!
yeah,
I
the raw
damn.
material. What can you tell me about the raw material? Because I did like some automatic writing. I did it like 3 times, and then all of a sudden I kept getting raw, raw here and there. And then I spoke with someone else. They had the same experience. And then that's when I looked up videos, everything, and then all of a sudden it just came up with the raw material and how a lady was able to channel the ancient astronaut
hmm
and talking about
So
the long one.
yeah, so they had the lady laying in hypnosis with I think the Bible over her head while she channeled the raw messages, right? They also got a set of material called the Seth material that's done pretty much the same way,
Jane
right?
Roberts. Jane Roberts.
Right. So these are channels of thought forms that's still in the ethers that's always been there. And what they're doing is you becoming a conduit by which this energy can express itself, right? when you talk about Ra as an energy, we talking about for lack of a better way, the UV rays. They are the coding system for the upgrades of the planet that comes in cycles. As you move close to the cycles, the somebody somewhere on the planet is going to tap into the frequency to download the raw energy again. This is the temple priests of ancient Atlantis, ancient Kemet, ancient India. The temple priests used to do it in seclusion. Now we are moving to a collective awakening where all of the knowledge cannot be concentrated on one individual in one location, and the world have to revolve around that individual. Now we go into what's like open source data where everybody can tap into the great egregore or the universal mind. And according to your genetic frequency, you will be able to download the information that the universe has tailor made for every individual. Yours is for you, mine is for me, Brother Rich is for Brother Rich. And then we get put together to weave this tapestry of information for other people to have their sparks of awareness, you know.
That's powerful.
So you study the raw material because you have a particular personal message that's related only to you and your bloodline. And by you studying the raw material, the message is going to materialize. It's like cream rising to the top. The more you study it, the more the message you was intended to get becomes apparent based off your character, your personality, and information that's coming through and how they sync together.
Mm. Mm.
You know,
Okay.
so it's a whole lot of other channel materials out there. I don't want to give too many of them because some people would drive themselves crazy trying to jump cross bloodlines before they downloaded their own.
Mm.
Right.
Hey, well, Tamara, I appreciate the question. Tamara, let me see that book real quick before you get out. Let me see that book because I never got that book, but I always hear about it. Let me
I
see.
don't know if I'm doing. Okay, that's
Okay.
what.
Let me put
The
it on
raw.
the screen. So let me see, son. The Law of One, Book One, the raw material. Yeah, because I literally was just watching a video. And this white dude was talking about that book, The Law of One. So it's interesting that you bring it up today. I gotta look into that. But I appreciate the question, Tamara.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Okay, all right, take it. All
Yeah.
right, all right.
When you
Shout.
talk about the law of one, we talking about the great law. It's the
Mm-hmm,
law of love.
mm-hmm.
I don't like talking about that love shit because there's too much misery going on. But the reality of it is you can't escape it because you can't get rid of the misery until we learn to collectively embrace the love frequency. And we've been saturated with so many different um, doctrines of hate and division that we find every excuse not to do work with good people because they don't look right. This one redhead, that one blind, that nigga too dark, that nigga too light. You know what I'm saying? We always got an excuse. The sun gonna kill them all. If the sun ain't gonna kill, they ain't killed them all yet, then they ain't gonna kill them all. Whatever the narrative where you can pin it to a doctrine of hate, whether it's through science, whether it's through technology, politics, religion, war, they all stratagems of war. It's only to keep you from ever realizing that at the end of the day, when we get to the conclusion of this great story, it's going to be one individual sitting there having all of these different ideas as a different person personified throughout the annals of history that comes back to the one in the end, the law of one.
Mm.
As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end.
Right.
If the first was first in the beginning, then the last gonna be made first in the end. It's the same thing. It's just a flipping of the system, flipping of the cycles, the
Right.
changing of the yugas, the year, the great calendar.
Right.
None of this is new. Like when you read Michael Cremo's book, Forbidden Archaeology, and he get to asking question about artifacts that's older than stuff that they telling us is old. Like that ain't even old. What
Right.
about this 5 million-year-old footprint they found in California? That's obviously a boot. You don't want to talk about that. What about this 2.5 million year old spark plug they found some drilling for oil some hundreds of thousands of feet down? It had to be millions of years according to the geology and the strata and how they determine date by strata. So when they start asking these type of questions, modern science is stumped because they only start history at 6,000 years ago. They don't start history before then. When they start history, when they start talking about before 6,000 years, they start giving it fancy names like antediluvian or pre-antediluvian, all of this type of shit. But the reality is we do this because we eternal. We create conditions and circumstances for experiences for an eternal being to experience itself as it goes through eternity. Otherwise, you'd be guys sitting there by yourself doing nothing on top of a mountain watching nothing.
Right, right.
And that what kind of life is that? When you can get down into the ghetto and engage with the paupers.
Uh-oh.
Some of the guys is literally sleeping in cardboard boxes behind the liquor store or in the subway on Skid Row. The guys is there because the strongest ones had to be the infrastructure, the foundation on which everything else is built. But when they get their awakening and source tell them, okay, now it's time to change the system, then they can't stay pauper guys no more. I be trying to stay po. I can't stay po. The universe keep telling me it's coming, but it ain't time yet. But we ain't gonna let you be in poverty because the pauper guy energy is reading the spiritual script raw and uncut. And it's the most disturbing shit you ever want to experience when you first start experiencing it. But as you go through it, you be realizing, wait a minute, this ain't new. I did this before. When did I do this? And then you start contemplating on when did you do this? When did I see this? Then your life start rewinding in cycles.
Right, right.
Then your collective lives start opening up to you. Right? So this is your awakening. We did this. This ain't new. None of this is new. It's just a chapter of misery. And if you don't feel like you don't want to be here, you didn't experience the chapter of misery. The ones who experienced it is the ones who suffered the most. That's who was intended to suffer. But now the suffering then got so comfortable that the ones that's doing all of the suffering will have a knockdown, drag out fight with you if you try to take them out of the suffering. But when you leave the physical body, the joy and the suffering is the same value to the God. There is no emotions outside the physical body. It's pure empirical data. Straight binary code system data. There is nothing for you to in-house what's called an emotional body. The emotional body is a side effect of your spirit interacting with your flesh. And you need a navigation system. So you're supposed to learn to read your own emotions as your navigation system as you move throughout your life. And then they begin to tell you, it's time for you to do this. It's time for you to do that. And this is what they're saying, doing things on God time versus man time, right? The God time is the longest taking shit because God don't got time. God time takes so long because God don't experience time. So to God, it's an instant, but to you, it's a knockdown, drag out, drawn out process. And that's because when you leave the physical body, time doesn't confine you. When you go to sleep for 8 hours, you have 100 different dreams, but you only remember the most important ones.
Oh yeah.
Right? And in that 8 hours, you didn't live lifetimes in your dream. And then you woke up and you was like, whoo, that dream was so real. I will never want to experience that again. You just remembering something you already experienced in the state of the dream. Right? So this is where all of the awakening and all of that, all of the convergence for the awakening, moving to the singularity, the law of the one, which is the law of love, versus the law of the two, which is the polarity to love, which is the opposite, which is the hate. So now you have the twin pillars, severity and mercy, right? And they got Samson tied between them, begging for his locks to grow back because he should have never told that slimy slut that his power was in his locks.
Right.
But he told her because why? A man in love is a damn fool until he realized that he's in love, and he realized that he don't have to be a fool in love. He can love without being a fool. He could become the wise man. And that's the remedy to the man in love being the fool, is when he realized, I'm not going to be your fool. The only other option is I have to be your wise man.
Mm-hmm.
I have to solve your life's condition as a wise man in order for me not to be the fool. Otherwise, I'm just a damn fool pedaling through life on a leash to this person that I love. And people will use love to do more dirt to you than the people that say they hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, the people that say they hate you try to avoid you. But the ones that sweeping down they love you, them the ones that's constantly fucking you over. Them the ones constantly crossing you out, undermining you, chopping you off at the knees, killing your dreams. You'll never be a singer. You don't sing good enough. But I write great songs like R. Kelly, right? But R. Kelly wasn't supposed to be big as Michael Jackson because he don't have that voice, but he got that pen. So the universe have a way of strengthening you with your strength applied to your weakness if your weakness is your goal. So you got to make your weakness a strength, and you got to maintain your strength while you do it. If your strong point is a writer, then write the songs that accommodate your vocal styling.
Mm-hmm.
This is what makes great songwriters, singer-songwriters. They got a whole collection of Time Life music called singer-songwriters of people who wrote songs that was one-hit wonders. They wrote it themselves, though, and they knew exactly how to sing it to get the optimum performance from the song. It's the same with painting. Hell, the movie Eddie and the Cruisers is based on the life of a writer named Arthur Rimbaud who wrote one massive selling book and disappeared. And they thought he was dead until they found him on his deathbed 60 years later. Right? So all of these stories that's being played out in front of us, they only here for one reason: to bring you to the attention that you are the one.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever is listening, I'm talking to you.
Mm.
I'm not talking to me. I'm talking you, the one that you've been waiting on. And Malachi York said it better than anybody I ever heard. He said, the helping hand that you're looking for is at the end of your own arm.
Mm.
As soon as you realize that, you can start to build your life how you want it instead of letting all of the loved ones hold you down with dead weight. Oh, you'll never be a ballet dancer because you started when you was 12 instead of when you was 5. Or you will never be a professional boxer, because you ain't applying yourself because you let everybody else's doubts creep in and tell you what you can't do.
Mm-hmm.
The greatness of man and the greatness of the self is to realize your skill set and then find out where the universe wants you to use it at, and you can't help but be great. Mike Tyson.
Amazing.
Right?
Hey,
look, if Mike Tyson in his prime would have ran into Stan Tukey Williams in his prime, we talking about knocking sparks off each other.
Man.
They both known for them hands. The difference, what's the difference? Big Tukey was natural. Mike Tyson was the best trained fighter in the history of the game.
Mm.
Right? Now, Mike becomes the philosopher of war and combat. After the collective experience of going to war with the likes of Razor Ruddock, Evander Holyfield, Bone Crusher Smith, Pinklin Thomas. He went in there with gladiators and he came out victorious, but when Don King got a hold of him, now the serpent rears his head and he loses to the stumble bump. They call him a stumble bump for a reason, because if you slipping up on your game, he have the right motivation. Buster Douglas' mama just died.
Mm-hmm.
He got the right set of circumstances. Mike Tyson is over there fornicating with as many Japanese hookers as he can, and he's bringing his celebrity homeboys over there to indulge with him.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Brown.
Yeah, he said that. Mike said that.
So this is what you call creating a perfect storm for a loss.
Yeah.
Buster Douglas in his training level, there's no way he would have whooped the same Mike Tyson that Michael Spinks fought. But when you have him going through his love drama with his girl, crashing his Bentleys in the trees out of emotional distress.
Mike was wild. During the Spinks fight, he had 2 different women in the crowd. Mike was a wild dude, man. He was wild, man. Shout out to Mike.
But who gonna tell him he can't be who he is? Because he got these to back up him proving who he is. Right? It's a whole lot of cats, but they all got to come with something else. They can't come from here and tell Mike what to do. Ask Mitch Green. He tried it in the clothing store and came out with a shiner. Yeah. See, so when we talking about aspirations of greatness, it's killed by the loved ones trying to protect you from the greatness that you're going to incur because the conditions we went through, any signs of brilliance became a death sentence for our people. Mm-hmm. This is why we don't know who the chiefs is on the land, because they done villainized them, demonized them, and gave them bad names and bad raps. They created conditions around them in order to bring them down. So you see Diddy take a fall. You see people like Larry Hoover been in there for like 50 years. Angel Bay been in there 40 years. You know? And they didn't stop. They kept coming. They went and got H. Rap Brown on that. You need to go back and look at that trial. Anybody that want to see a travesty of justice, go look at the Imam Abu Jamal Al-Amin trial. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever seen in my life. And nobody don't pay these things no attention because we didn't settled on the idea that this people that call themselves the United States is the rightful governors of the land. So whatever they do, they got to be right. They dead fucking wrong. They don't belong here, right? We tribal people we on tribal land, but we living under a corporate structure that does not acknowledge nor accept the tribal conditions or positions. Indeed. So the only thing that we can do is try to wake up as many of us as we can to the reality that it's over with now. Big Mama home and her baby boy beating on his chest, pounding on the concrete, swinging from these lampposts through all of these cities, using social media as a vehicle to inform as many as possible that we back for everything they owe. Our ancestors are buried in mounds all over Turtle Island, North, South, and Central. And they speak through us. They're not going to get up out the dirt and come talking to you. But what they will do is they will find somebody genetically compatible to who they were and say, hey, bruh, deliver this message for me. But you're going to think it's coming from you because it's in your DNA code. Mm-hmm. All the DNA code is a computer program. And all of the scientists in biology, epigenetics, and they all know this. They ain't going to tell you, though. They going to make it sound like the genome is some outstanding. It's just a computer program. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Hey, Rod, let's get to 2 questions. We're going to do 2 more questions, family, and then we're going to get out of here. Magnificent show. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Magnificent show. I want to thank everybody for joining us once again. If you came to see Queen Afua, she was having technical difficulties, so she'll be back on the show in about 2 weeks. She got a couple of things she got to do, but she'll be back on in 2 weeks. Let's get to another call. We got.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you just fine, sweetie. How you doing?
Can you turn the computer
down?
Yeah, you got to turn your background noise down, though.
My question is okay.
Press mute.
Okay, my question was I can't hear y'all though.
You can't hear me? You can hear me now?
You can't hear us on here? You muting and unmuting yourself.
Rashida, can you hear me, Rashida? Rashida, can you hear me? Oh, Rashida, we might have to get back to you, Rashida. Rashida, can you hear me?
She can't hear you.
Yeah, let's get to.
Peace, man.
We're gonna have to get to. I got Tylon Slaughter, my brother. Are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. You good to go.
What it do, huh?
Peace, Richard. How's it going with you?
Not much, man. I want to shout out to brother Rich. I'm a Virgo as well.
All right, all right.
Just shout out to you. I got a question. I've been seeing things in the sky since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, every night. I also see the color indigo. I see the color green in my visible spectrum. And the last part of this question, in one of my astral travels, I had a dragon chasing me, chasing me for a while until I
Did
stopped
you say
running
a
from
dragon?
it.
Dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until I stopped running from it, and when I stopped, I realized it mirrored like my every move. It was basically, you know what I'm saying that hey, I'm
So
you in a way.
in the old culture, the dragon mean master.
Yeah, it told me that.
So we programmed the youth that the serpent mean wisdom, the dragon mean master. So when you seeing in the dream you being chased by the dragon, that's your self mastery chasing you to realize itself through you.
This was a projection, though, an astral travel.
Yeah. So you looking at your spirit animal as the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
The dragon is telling you a dragon, which means you a master, meaning that you're a master not only of your skills, but you're a master of the voice. So to satisfy the spirit of the dragon, you got to spit flames when you talk. the dragon is serious business on verbal communication. Get this book called Verbal Judo. Right?
Judo. Gotcha.
Verbal Judo. And when you study that, the dragon gonna tutor you. You don't even have to ask him because he's breathing in my face telling me that he's gonna tutor you. Get the book Verbal Judo, and whatever you can read on dragons, read it. If you see a TV show with a cartoon, watch it. Get absorbed in the dragon because that's your higher consciousness trying to manifest itself, but it need to be calibrated to the world you live in. And if you don't calibrate it, then you keep running into it in the dream form, talking about, yo, bro, what's up, man? You gonna let me in or what?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what the dragon is. As far as the ships you see in the sky, I don't like talking about ships and people on other planets, but I can't avoid it now because there's so many people seeing these phenomena in the sky, governments confessing with Senate hearings. I can't not talk about it no more. You know what I mean? I ducked it long as I could because I feel like that we got so many Earth-related issues that we could be dealing with. Fuck them people up there. When they get here, we'll deal with them then. But right now, we need to be working on what's here in front of us. But it's like like New Orleans just had the whole big ship was down there in New Orleans last week. Big old ship. They think it was just some lights coming out of a storm cloud. But anybody with 2 drops of sense, though, that's not no storm cloud with them big ass bright lights, red lights on it. And the way that it's shaped is not shaped like no storm I ever seen. That's a ship. And it blows that smoke as a cloaking device, but they turn the lights on. Now you just killed the cloak. Now you ain't cloaked no more. You should have left the lights off, you would stay cloaked. Now you ain't cloaked no more. The people see it. Venezuela had one, seen the big old ship. Miami had one a couple months back. Seen a big ass. These ships is huge, and it's people taking pictures of them. But because of the fear tactics of Project Blue Beam and the all of the other scare tactics they use and people's cognitive dissonance, we don't want to accept none of that stuff as real. I don't care about them people. They're not coming to get me. They coming to get whoever they coming to get, but it won't be me. I'm not never go nowhere. I'm always gonna be reborn on Earth at the close of the age to fix this shit.
Right.
Indeed, indeed. Hey, I appreciate that call, my brother.
Oh
That
yeah,
question.
y'all take it easy.
All right, all right. Let's try to get Oh no, she done hung up. There was a sister. I forget the sister name, but she done hung up. All right, we gonna family. Remember what I say? Stay focused. I was talking about the energy. Don't get distracted. Stay focused, y'all. When you vibrate high, something may come to lower that frequency. Stay focused. Vibe high. Rod, my brother, man. I want to thank you for coming on the show once again. I'm gonna tune in tomorrow to the show with you and Young Elder.
Yeah, you catch the last one I did, didn't you? The U.S. versus us,
Yeah.
Cowboys, Indians.
Yo, you was on fire on that one. That's on Facebook though.
It's on. Yeah, it was a Facebook video, and a couple people put it up on YouTube. Young Elder put it up. Bidell put it up. But yeah, I was on one that night. I had the couple of ancestors was cajoling me to go tell them about the bounty on your scalp and who the real cowboys, Indians, and outlaws was. They classify all of us 9 treaty tribes as outlaws. We the ones that they say don't have any rights because we're not part of their system.
Right.
So in their system, they do us how they want to do us. Because we ain't part of it. Right? I did a video a couple years ago about why police be killing us and getting away with it. And it went over so many people's head back then. But on the heels of that one I just did, if they go back and watch it now, it'll make a whole lot more sense. Right? Because they law say kill us. They law literally say kill us. We the enemy. The ones that was here when Columbus came with nappy hair and brown skin, them the enemy, kill them. That's their law. That's not my law. They declared war on us. We never declared a war. We've never declared war. Big Mama called us to defend ourselves and help to defend the rest of us in Florida for the Gullah Wars that they called the Seminole Wars. But they declared that they was going to come over here, wage war against us under the discovery of the doctrine of discovery, an obligation to the white man's burden. White is a chess term. It means the offensive in chess. And under the white man's burden, they would dominate us, that they would kill us, is they gonna try to kill us off. But this is why Robert Williams said we baby kids, you can't kill us off. We the spirits of the earth spirits. We gonna always be here as long as earth is here because we one with the earth. You can't separate us. You can move us all over the earth, but we're gonna always find our way back home to the part of the planet we was originally from. And so these pieces of information becomes critical because most of us don't know that the settlers was never supposed to cross the Appalachian Mountains. We never agreed to sell any land, and all of the land was stolen using forced sharecropping agreements and loan agreements, and we didn't believe in borrowing shit. But they create the condition, they burning our farms down so we can't have a crop, right? Then they skin flinting us on the payout. They telling us, well, we owe them $1,000. Well, the crops produced $10,000 this year, and you went over budget by $6,000. Now you $7,000 in debt. So we gotta take our $7,000 off the top, and then we're gonna take the money that we gave you to buy seeds and fertilizer off the other $3,000. By the time you got $500 for the year, if you're lucky.
Right.
So this is how they do the same program. Is how we end up with the Diddy situation, with the Tupac and Biggie situation, with the Michael Jackson situation, with the Prince situation. Everybody's fighting the corporations for their intellectual property rights.
Right.
We was fighting them for the physical property rights, but when they got done paper stealing all of the land, reclassifying the people, now we at a point where the only thing we got is our balls and our word. And I ain't busting man for nobody. You know what I mean? So you either realize what's going on and you wake up to the scheme and then you say, I don't want to participate no more. That's how you shut their system down. The political stage show, all they trying to do is harvest your energy to give them proof that you don't know what the hell going on the land. And I'm telling you, BDL telling you, Seven Bomar telling you, Yaki Awaken telling you, right? Sinetter telling you, all of the people that you even that unapologetically pro-black ass nigga Umar Johnson sit there and told you that it was nappy head, woolly haired people over here long before Columbus came. He even know that. All of them know. And the question is, who's going to tell it? We've been telling it now. The youth is coming out. These youngsters coming out. The little boy with what the fuck TV. He be dropping heavy receipts. Earth Speaks dropping receipts. Gaddy dropping receipts. You got Mama T dropping receipts. All of these people ain't just dropping these receipts, and they match everything that we telling you. We know we not making it up. We best back for what we owe. This is our shit.
Right.
We not fighting for somebody else's property and property rights. We fighting for what our ancestors told us belong to us, and we need to assert our oral jurisdiction. I mean, tell it in the open until enough of the public realize that we back, that we ain't never went nowhere. But on paper, we was erased. In their court system, we was nullified. Whether we was right or wrong, it didn't matter in a court system. The only mattered is what we looked at like. That don't even work no more. Right? Because now we got something called a serial killer that proved that we ain't the serial killers until they manufacture something that look like us. Right? And then all of the people that don't want to go along with the program, Charles Manson, that man spent the rest of his life in prison because he didn't want to start a race war. They blew Joseph St. up because that's who his op's supposed to be in. But he went and kidnapped the rich kids and formed the Symbionese Liberation Army. They was like, we ain't locking him up because if he take that influence into the institutions, blowed him up. Go look it up. Joseph St. They blew his building up while he was in there. The same thing they did to John Africa. John Africa didn't do nothing to nobody. All he just said was, look, I just want to live my life in peace with my family and live off the fat of the land. I don't want nothing from y'all, and I don't want y'all in none of my business. And they got offended and blew him up, blew his family up, shot him up. When the police did this. This wasn't no Russian, Chinese, North Korean military contingent. They said the police did this. The police is the military force for London, England, Buckingham Palace that was assigned to govern over us as an interim government. The same way they did with Halliburton under Dick Cheney when they put Mohammed Karzai in office in Iraq. And they put some what they call provisional government in power in Afghanistan so they can run that oil pipeline from Uzbekistan all the way to the Persian Gulf unrestricted by the belief system of the Islamic faithfuls that was there. I'm not a Muslim, but you dead wrong because they living their life, minding their business, but you want their resource and you over there kill them off for their resource. The same. Everybody thinking right now what's going on in Palestine got something to do with Palestine. It got everything to do with the Ukraine and nothing to do with Palestine. When you hear them people talking about they protecting their home, the people, right? The holistic medicine, the Dr. Layla Africas, your Dr. Sabi's, your Yaki Awake, this is not common medicine in this era, but that's the medicine that allelopathic suffocated in order to poison as many people as they can. You know, this is what's going on. And for those of us who don't wake up to it, we on our own, left to our own devices to figure it out. I'm trying to tell them.
Hey, Rod, once again, man, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Powerful breakdown. You had that energy tonight. We staying focused. We staying in tune. And Rod, once again, family, Rod gonna be on Young Elder's show tomorrow. What's the name of his channel? Just Young Elder?
Young Elder.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna be in Young Elder.
I think he changed to Young Elder TV, but it's one of them, either Young Elder or Young Elder TV. But they'll know.
Okay. Shout out to everybody tuned in. We got about 3,000 people. I've been the whole day I've been talking to y'all. I've been telling y'all about the energy that's in the ether, staying focused, not buying into the distractions. Y'all seen a good example of that during the show, family. Your emotional response to things. Y'all got to start valuing that like you value your money in your pocket, the fiat in your pocket. It's just as valuable as, let's say, your emotional response is just as valuable as some paper in your pocket, even more. What we'll value the paper in our pocket more than we do an emotional response. And your emotional response, it activates certain DNA, it does certain, has chemical reactions in your body. So use this as a lesson and be very mindful of our emotional responses to our so-called external world, family, because that's our money, that's our true currency right there. So let's really protect our money like we protect our money that's in the bank, and we make sure it's safe, and we make sure we hide the pin when we at the ATM. We don't let nobody see the pin because we don't let nobody rob your energy. Don't let nobody rob your money, family. With that being said, any last words before we get out of here, Rod?
I'm riding with you on that. Protect your energy because the distractions will come. And if you have what's called one of those hate-based belief systems, somebody gonna push your buttons and send you off the deep end.
Oh, you gonna be triggered like a mug, y'all. You'll be triggered like a mug. So, hey, with that being said, we get out of here, family. I'll see you tonight. KT will be on the show tomorrow night. So, shout out to the brother KT. Other than that, Rod Hayes, I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow, my brother.
All right, hit me up.
All right, peace.